Hello, welcome to the Heart's Frontier. I'm here with a pick a pile reading today. So I've pre-shuffled the cards and then I've chosen crystals for each of the piles. And the question that I'm going to use today is what blessings, I do know this, what blessings are coming for you this winter 2020 season? So, or what blessings are coming for you this winter season? I guess if you watch this at any point, it could relate to the next season. So what blessings are coming to you? And so I first actually wanted to share with you just something positive. I'm trying to share more about, myself, how I work, my journey and things like that. So this is how I work. One of the things that I do is I use aromatherapy tools to reflect different things I'm shifting through, or moods, spiritual or energetic shifts. So today I have this lovely cinnamon candle. Been burning for a little while, so you can see the liquid there. But yeah, the cinnamon for me is feeling really potent, really important for right now. So something is feeling like it kind of connects to that like root and sacral energy. So some sort of like expressive energy. It's also feeling like warming, like we're all getting warm by the fire. Like that's what cinnamon feels like to me, but in sort of like a passionate or a fiery way. So hoping that that energy, gets transferred to you, I just wanted to share. You can't always see, right, what's on my table. So I just like to share every now and then. I have something new here going on, and I just want to show you that I'm using the cinnamon candle today, keeping us all warm as this winter season moves on. So the three piles are pink rose quartz here. It might be easier if I hold it like not right up there. Pink rose quartz. Orange calcite is group 2. And then Aventurine is group 3. I wonder if I can do these. Yeah, I can do them all in one hand. I honestly would have probably been a terrible server. I have like shaky hands and yeah, weird balance, and I move super fast, so I feel like it wouldn't it wouldn't be a good thing that my body wouldn't work with it. Okay. Anywho, so those are the three piles. Hopefully you chose one. If you felt like you didn't get enough time, go back, freeze the video so that you can look at them. When you're doing this, like take a few moments to yourself just to like make sure that you're clear and you feel drawn or pulled towards one. Again, also, I usually try to update the, the main screen. I don't know what that's called. The still that you see when you go onto the video. So if you just see the video, sometimes you can just feel drawn based on that image itself. But another thing you can also do is when I put the time codes down below, you can also check the time code and see whether a number jumps out at you. Sometimes for me, the images don't come in as clear as the numbers, which is weird because I'm not really so much in love with, numbers myself. They work for me, but I don't spend a lot of time with them. So yes, anyways, all different ways that you can pick your pile today. So today we're going to start now with rose quartz. This is pile 1. So what blessings are coming for you this winter season? I'm feeling like this reading is really gonna relate a lot to December. So I'm just gonna say winter/December, because now I'm feeling it's really getting closer to the month now that I've started this. Might just be for you, pile 1, but I don't know. So pile 1, I'm seeing the keeper of the scales, fairness and balance. Already, actually, just even before I looked at that card fully, I was feeling like a lot of what's coming for you this December is like settling, like finding solid ground. And so it may be that you've felt a lot of chaos lately. Fairness as well, being very important. So maybe it's about your plans, like how you're thinking about your winter plans and making sure that your needs are met, like that you get what you want out of this season. Feels like there might be a lot of demands on you, or there might be a lot of like differing opinions on how you should spend your time this winter, in this December especially. So it may have to do with like your holiday plans. I know that's getting a lot more challenging given the current pandemic. So yeah, it feels like you're going to figure out what's right, and you're going to be able to come to a place of feeling more balanced than you have been, and being able to listen to your own your own sense of what balance looks like, because I'm getting the feeling like other people's version of what balance looks like just doesn't match you. So it may be that you actually want to do more and people are telling you to hold back, but it may be that you just want to go in a certain direction and people are saying, oh, I think it'd be better if you went this way and did that, and you should do this first, or like the direct, like, divine order that is meant for you, right? So full moon completions. So this is another thing. It feels like you're sort of in December, in the wintertime, you're going to be completing cycles. You're going to be getting to that place where you're actually like, okay, that's done now. Like, I don't have to deal with all those other things anymore. All those outside influences. It also feels like this December, you're going to be tuning into the cycles, the daylight, the changing, like the moons. It feels like you're going to be paying a lot of attention to the moon. It may be that you've already been increasing that, but I feel like you're going to really be looking a lot more into the moon this December. And maybe allowing it to sort of cool you down and feel like that might be what helps you kind of come to balance, is just taking a few moments for yourself, 2:02 on the clock, taking a few moments for yourself at night to connect with, that true inner guidance. I'm also seeing friendship, very exciting. And I have emerging and focus. Okay. So I think the only way you're going to get to that place of balance is by keeping yourself in full focus. So with you, pile one, I'm really feeling like this is a time to, if you had blinders on before, like, now they're actually going to be useful to you, because all you want to be seeing is like your own path forward. I really am getting like there's been a lot of conflicting opinions around you, and so that's what you're balancing out, is like you're coming to a place where you're going to find your own balance and not like some other version. That's really what I'm feeling with this group. Just funny because the cards don't necessarily say that, but the friendship piece for me feels like new friendships are going to come in. And again, that might be part of this whole like other voices around you not matching. It may be that you sort of get a little bit quieter, or I actually get the feeling that this is happening naturally. Like, you're already noticing certain friends are like coming in or out and feeling, different ways to you. I'm getting the sense that there's been lots of shifting with your relationships lately, and friendships or connections needing to either increase and support better, or drop away. But it's not feeling like any of them are just sort of floating along easygoing. It feels like there's decisions kind of needing to be made everywhere. So in December, I'm getting the sense that when you find, that internal kind of rhythm, you're going to be able to like do more from that place. And so whenever it is in the wintertime that you reach balance, from that point, it's almost going to be like a zeroing out point, and then you'll be moving into this period of focus and emerging, and that new identity. Identity is feeling real important with this group, so I'm just going to pull on the fly. I actually don't have like a lot of time for this reading, so it's like, spirits, if you could just help me make sure that the piles stay shorter, because I tried pulling the cards ahead of time thinking, okay, this will limit me for, how much I want to talk, but well. Obviously, pile one, that there's more here for you to hear, and it needs to be heard clearly, because that just flew out of the deck. So this one was guide. So this is the, to me, I just asked, what are 3 qualities that you're stepping into, right? So what part of you is emerging this winter season? And so we have guide. I really, really like that for you, because I feel like you've maybe been a follower for a little too long. Like, that you're a born leader and you'd like to come out and actually be helping or guiding people. And if you don't resonate with being a leader yet, or just in general, if you don't resonate with being a leader, then at least being like a teacher or mentor or a guide, right? Leader sometimes can feel like that's a lot of power. I don't know. I love it, but some people that's uncomfortable for you. So the light attribute of the guide, it represents the nature of the divine in life and in yourself. Okay, I'm really, really glad that I did these archetype cards, because it's bringing you into more, I almost felt like I was one-siding you, like being kind of saying, oh, this is the only thing that's really going on. You're just going to do a lot of shifting. This really helps me see what it is and why you're shifting. So you have a deeper calling towards something. I'm getting it's towards multiple things, like towards multiple projects, multiple directions, people, decisions, goals. Like it feels like a variety, and it doesn't feel like only in career. It feels like, you know, all across the board, health as well, fitness maybe. The shadow attribute of the guide is that it places financial gain and control over imparting spiritual insight. Yeah, I do feel you've been withholding, and so part of December is really speaking forward those wise, spiritual, or profound thoughts that you have had to yourself, like in some way. That's where that focus comes in, is speaking that to yourself and really making peace with that. We have monk or nun, which again is just really solidifying that this is about the nature of divine in yourself, like really how divine energy is at play, is actively you know, surrounding you. So selfless devotion and single-minded dedication to spirit. And the shadow attribute is negative judgment of the physical world and excess piety. So I do feel like you've maybe been holding yourself back a lot more than you maybe originally intended. Like I feel like you intended to just like step back a bit from life and reassess and get grounded. And it's kind of become this longer overarching thing of like, that was like a little longer of like a break than I really needed. And so in that time, you've actually judged the external world and said, it's not good anyway. Like, it's almost like you've really deeply gone within, but so far that you've sort of disconnected with what's outside of you that's real, that is positive and good. And so it's been easier for you to just say, everything sucks. I'm not going to get moving because, you know, it's not going to go anywhere anyway. And this is really, you're going to be shifting that. So this is the new part of you that's coming out, is this devotion and single-mindedness to what you know is right and divine truth. You are going to be devoted to divine truth this December. And then we have Virgin, maintaining symbolic purity of heart and spirit. So like, I think it's very clear. This is why you're being asked to stay on your path, on your spiritual path and on your heart-based path, and continue your work. The shadow attribute there is fear of intimate union. And I do feel that that's where that balance is going to come in, is you're really going to make sense of why it is that fear exists in the first place, and bring it into like a fair situation, so that if you're meeting someone, you actually have love to give, because and that's fairness and that's balance, right? It may feel before like you were taking too much or you were giving too much, but not in the right way. Something about your relationships has just felt kind of off. And so this is going to help you when you get back to your heart, back to your spirit, and you start seeing the outside world as like not so terrible and actually having opportunities possible. Then that's what you're going to be going through this December. Okay, that is awesome. Pile 1, love this. And you have rose quartz. So take this power of unconditional love with you this December. Hold it close to your heart. It's for heart opening. And of course, as always, if you would like a service with me, there's sessions down below. I was going to say downstairs. I don't even have a downstairs here. You can book a session down below, and I would love to see you and support you and help you keep healthy and positively minded this winter season. So stay warm, pile 1. We're moving on to pile 2. So pile 2 with the orange calcite. I love this one. So cool. Okay, so what is coming for you this December/winter season? So I said at the beginning of the reading, I think that it was winter season, but I'm feeling a lot more like it's December the more that I've gone into this reading. So I'm just correcting that now. It feels like December mostly, but it's going to kind of be starting off. Feels like December collectively is like some final shifts that are kind of starting us off to do this new year with a different mindset. There's a lot of memes. It's funny, I didn't say this in the other group. There's a lot of memes out there right now that are like, you know, everyone keeps expecting that the pandemic is just going to end in 2021. And I wouldn't say that's like largely true. I would say that's what people could hope for, because I'm sure everyone's hoping that things reduce, you know, magically or rapidly. But the thing is, it is not going to shift that much that we're going to, you know, have everything open and available to us. So it behooves us to actually figure out how we're going to navigate through that. rather than expecting the outside world to change. So pile 2, flow, letting go, and natural movement, the River Queen. Definitely be connecting to water this winter. I feel like you're going to be using it to really like refresh you and cleanse your spirit. It feels like water is really, really key to this group. So if that's resonating for you lately, I've been delivering that message a lot. So water, keep using it. And also in December, I am feeling like it is this letting go for you. I think that's often a vibe that we have in December, is letting go of like how this year went. But really, I want you to let go of all the things that have not gone your way this year. Because that's a tough burden. If you haven't released all of that, that's a tough burden to continue carrying. And it's just time to let it go so you can feel a little more ease and get back to that natural way of feeling. Feels like you've kind of been forcing things lately, but December, that's going to clear up. Map Maker of Destiny. I love this guy. He's great. I'm getting really, really drawn to the feather. So I feel like you're going to be doing a lot of writing this winter and this December. Feels like you have a lot to say to yourself, and you're going to be, maybe actually you're going to be writing letters. That's something I've been doing more lately, and it's 2:22 on the clock. Yeah, so if that resonates with you, I think that'd be really fun. So it says authentic purpose, inspiration, and free will. I actually am hearing something about a will, like someone involved in some sort of will, or I hope no one in your life passes on, but it feels like there's something to do with maybe you're creating your will. Drop me a comment if this relates to you in any way, if that's resonating with you. I would love to know what that is about. Yeah, it feels like there's something that needs to get written in stone. That's what I'm hearing. There's something that needs to get written in stone. So whether or not you're doing the will thing or not, I feel like that's what's coming for you in December, is you're actually going to be able to clarify something and get it written out. Like, it might be a text, it might be an email or something. I am seeing someone like writing out with pen and paper. Connecting with fairy energy. So I'm really getting that, like, you're going to feel a lot lighter. You're going to feel so much lighter if you felt that density that's been around you lately. And you've been doing a lot of work. I can feel this pile 2. You've been doing a lot of inner work. And so it will shift and you will feel lighter this December and this winter. The Web Weaver is your next one. So synchronicity, divine intelligence, and cause and effect. So I think, you know what, part of the reason you're going to feel lighter, and then part of feeling lighter, you're going to notice all these synchronicities. It feels like you're going to be really tuned into magic. And highly recommend, pile 2, that you share this magic with others, because I feel a lot of people this year are going to be missing out on that, Christmas magic feeling. Obviously, things are different, and it would do the world a lot of good, no matter what you celebrate, right? Any winter season, generally there's joy collecting in the winter holidays. So when you tap into that, sense of joy in yourself, I highly recommend you share it with others, because it feels like you're actually going to have more of it than other people around you. Yeah, which means that it needs to be given. So stone people, vigilance, and clouds, shape-shifting. And it's funny because I'm really, really drawn to the clouds of the stone people card as well. So that's the 2 of them together. Vigilance and shape-shifting. Okay, I feel like you're going to be focusing on your health, and that's like part of the reason you're going to have this uplift of energy, is because you're actually focusing on increasing your energy. If you are like, I don't even know how to think about increasing my energy, I would love to chat to you about the Executive Energetics program I'm doing. So yeah, if that's interesting to you, please let me know through a message or by clicking, the form on my site, because the Executive Energetics program is like really customized and helps each person with how they can more quickly access their inner, energy stores. And it's something I'm really passionate about, because I just feel, I feel a lot of the way that we're taught to live with this society is running on empty, and I'm just not about that. I don't think that's how we should do things. And I do think people who feel more full of energy are able to do more good in the world. So it's, yeah, it's really important to me. And pile 2, I'm getting the sense that for you, working on increasing your intuition and your energy will help everyone around you, and it'll help you with this inspiration on this project or thing that you're writing. Like, it feels like part of that is going to be really, really healing for you. And I'm really excited actually for you, because journaling and writing and things can really open up so much of yourself to you. And when you meet that self, then you become like more of yourself. You become more full of energy. It's such a cool thing. So yeah, that includes time with me and a bunch of resources. It includes all the Align Your Life stuff and a bunch of body and yoga and meditation and breathing practices coming out in the next few months. So Executive Energetics, reach out to me if that is feeling like something you might need, and we'll just see if it's a good fit for you. Okay, so it can be totally casual. I never force anyone into anything because it's not possible for me to do that. So why even try, you know? Okay. Tangent over, let's move on. We have new beginnings and intention. So I am feeling that if you, I do feel like you have your sights set on something, okay? So that new beginning is coming for you in December, and it's something that you've actually already set an intention for. So it doesn't feel like a very, very new thing that you have to figure out a new intention. It feels like you've already set intentions for this, and now it's about allowing them to come in, going with the flow of them. So like not strong arming them into, you know, forcing them into looking the way that you thought they should look. Yeah. Unlimited possibilities, joy, and teaching. So maybe you're teaching, maybe that's something that you're writing out, is like writing out how to live life, how to see things. Maybe you're just really wanting to actively communicate more of how you feel about the world in general. Spreading joy, spreading cheer, like that feels like it's going to be your mission in December, okay? It's like making things good. Let's make things good again is what just popped into my head. So I'm sorry, but I'm just sorry to have to remind you of that. But I do think that bringing the cheer is something you're actually really naturally good at, but maybe you felt a bit disconnected from that. So I just want to remind you, Pile 2, you're like this sunshiny soul that when you feel happy, everyone else around you lights up, and they really, it's like almost like you can't keep from feeling happy in your presence, Pile 2. Your presence is so joy bringing when you feel like yourself. So the only mission that you have this December is to feel like yourself, because naturally you're going to go with the flow and joy is just going to come spilling out of you. And if teaching is a role that is, you know, important to you, I highly recommend you step into that, because a lot of people in the winter time are ready also to learn and to understand and to deepen their knowledge on things. So thank you very much, Pile 2. It's been a pleasure reading for you. As always, you can book services down below. You can contact me with any questions, or, you know, just to get support on your current journey through life. And until next time, we'll see you soon. Take care. And if you're watching this all the way through, I'm sorry, because you're going to have to deal with me walking away for a moment, because I am not going to let this happen again, but my battery is running low on my laptop. So I have to go unplug my charger and grab it. So you hang tight. I'm not going to make 2 videos for this. Pile 3, I am just plugging in my charger. I've been gone for a moment. You wouldn't know that if you just jumped to this, so that's kind of a funny thing to announce. But something I wanted to share, because I said, you know, we're moving on to Pile 3, and then I had to go get my charger. Sorry, I'm being so cozy today. I have this like quilt. I've got my cinnamon candle still burning here. So something that I thought when I went to go get my charger was, you know, my charger actually recently broke, and I only have the one MacBook charger. So it broke in that one of the little prongs came out of the like box, the charger box. And so because a prong literally came out, I was like, how do I plug this in? It's not going to have the proper battery, like the electricity. And so I figured it out. I had faith in myself that I could figure it out. And there just really wasn't a way for me. There's no Mac store in town, like Apple store or anything, for me to get a charger. There would have been no way for me to get it in order to finish my work in the week. And I didn't really let myself get stressed out by it. Whereas in years past, I probably would have, to be honest, I probably would have really let that get to me. I sort of just laughed about it and said, I'm going to fix this. I'm going to figure it out. I just had total faith. And it was, it took a long time for me to figure out just like the perfect mechanism. It's just very fine work. I got it. And, you know, in less time than I thought it might take. And then I thought, oh, but what if it doesn't work, right? Like I put it back, but I wasn't sure if it was actually going to work. And when I plugged it in and it worked, I was so proud of myself. I'm pretty sure I fist pumped the air. Like I was really, really proud of myself for that. And so I believed in my abilities, and, you know, good happened because of it. I was able to get my work done, which means clearly I'm meant to be doing this work. Otherwise, you know, you could have been kept from it. But the funny thing was, every time I go now to unplug it, I'm a little nervous because, you know, the second time after I had fixed it, I took it out of the wall and the same thing happened again. So I had to fix it again. Now, when I fixed it again, it was way faster. It was way easier. I didn't doubt for any second at all. Whereas the first time, I definitely wasn't sure if I was going to be able to fix it. And even though I wasn't worrying, I was sort of like not fully in faith that, you know, definitely at the start, I wasn't in full faith that I would for sure be able to fix it, because I was trying to set up my mind for in case I didn't and how I was going to deal with that, right? So after that second time, I was like, oh, well, if I fixed it before, I should be able to fix it again. And it doesn't look like too much has changed about this, so hopefully it's okay. I fixed it again, no problem. The next time I go to take it out, I had really been avoiding taking it out of the wall. So I kept, actually, this is a very long story, and I'm sorry, it must be important for some reason. If you don't care about my charger, you can skip ahead to where I start showing cards, but I think this is important where this is going to. And so I had my laptop in my bedroom because it was just a spot where I knew that I needed the laptop at one point. And so I had it in my room, and I hadn't been moving it, but I didn't like the fact that I had my laptop in my room, because I try not to do too much work in my bedroom. Try to keep it, you know, there for sleep and for feeling nice and for, you know, vanity, just for looking good. I keep my bedroom just for those things that totally feel like personal. And so I didn't really want to keep my laptop in there, but I didn't want to wreck the charger and have it be, you know, ruined beyond repair. Now, I left it for a few days, and then when I finally needed to actually switch it, because I really did need to, I took it out, and then the prong stayed in. So now it's totally fixed. So before, I was so nervous about what could go wrong, when really I wasn't having faith that, you know, what could go right. And I could have changed this so much earlier. Now, again, this isn't impacting me like crazy, but it's just something very small that sort of taught me this little life lesson about, if you just have faith in things, it's a lot easier to go through it. Whether it goes through or not, it's just easier to have faith in things. It makes things feel a lot better, lighter, makes you have trust. And then when you're excited by it, you sort of feel like, yes, that's so right. And it affirms your faith. So then it applies, you know, outside of that. So I started feeling a lot more confident this week for, you know, many reasons, just having a great week, but also it's because I could have faith that, you know, not everything that's broken is permanently broken. I've now since unplugged this charger probably 5 to 10 times, and it hasn't had that same break once since. So yeah, just something very interesting that I found about things that are broken and not. So I just felt I needed to share that with you. Pile 3. Now let's get on to your reading. Pile 3, Ringmaster of Scrutiny. This is what's coming for you in December. I am feeling it's more December rather than like the whole winter, but this December is really going to encapsulate the energy that you're moving forward to, or like some of the shifts that lead into what's happening the rest of your winter. So it says discernment, clear vision, and details. Okay, clear vision to me is feeling like having that clear sight, foresight, trust, faith in what is to come. And that's part of the charger story as well, right? Like faith in what's to come and faith that things can go better than you think. Okay. We have the Dream Walker. There's a few things coming into my head, but I am feeling like my head is having a hard time coming up with solutions. So that is what this energy feels like for you. So December feels like that's what you've been coming from. Okay. So what you've been coming from is like kind of not really being able to see forward very clearly, or like not being sure kind of seeing like vague impressions of something that you want in the future. So if it's a person you're imagining, it's like you're seeing you and that person, but then you're like, I don't really know how that's going to happen. You know, like, I don't know how to talk to them, or I don't know if I'm going to be able to see them, or, you know, something like that. And when it comes to like projects or work, it feels like you're just getting bogged down by all the minutia, like all the little details, and not really being able to pick one to take action on. And feels like sort of muddled is the feeling in my brain. And so what you're moving to in December is not it fully being clear, but feeling a lot clearer. And so I think you're going to need to clear things up. And that may be like on your desk. It may be actually tidying things so that you can have like a clean work environment. It may be cleaning out your inbox. It might be clearing the air, like clearing up clutter between you and a person. If you watch the recent reading that I just posted, the collective channeled message, I think it was like Nothing Will Stop Your Dreams. And there's a part 1 and part 2. In that, I talk about clearing out clutter, the frog spirit, and I'm really, really feeling that with you this pile 3. So Dreamwalker says, dreams, the collective good, and illusions. So yeah, this discernment and illusions piece is feeling very clear that the stuff before that you were believing that, you know, you might have an inkling of it being false or being just not being your truth. Like it might be something that's true for someone else, but not true for you. That stuff is going to get cleared up. I feel so much so that you're going to need to be discerning with people around you, giving you extra details that are not useful to you. It feels like you're really needing to simplify, like take away and get to the priorities, get to the bottom of things. And so that way in December, you can just act at what is most important. It feels this December, you're gonna move away from focusing on a multitude of things and really hone in on one that's very important to you, that has been lacking in focus or lacking in energy, or has been unclear to you for some reason. You might need to get vulnerable in order for this to happen. It feels like you might either currently be going through a bit of a breakdown of some kind, or you're about to. But please keep in mind that this meadow, so meadows are like one of my favorite places to imagine. Like if someone imagines a happy place, for me, it's like a meadow with some wildflowers, and like to be able to see across. And, you know, I always picture myself like prancing around and leaping through the meadows. It's such a positive image. And always at some point, right, if there's other people in my mind of that kind of happy place visualization, it's like we're having real pure conversations, and it really feels like we're connecting on, you know, life. So if I'm there with like some of my friends, feels like we're just sharing the joys that we're experiencing, or we're just holding each other in space and having, you know, picnics or something, like on sweet little blankets. It feels like this very pure energy. So please don't think that vulnerability is going to like crack you open. It feels like it's going to be this really tender thing in December, where you maybe share your vulnerability with like a couple close people, or maybe just yourself in relation to a certain subject. But that honesty is really, that's what's helping you with this discernment this season. And then we have innocence. So not only do we have vulnerability, we also have innocence and childhood. So some of this stuff has to do with things that you picked up in your childhood and childhood wounds. And that's what you're seeing a lot clearer now. It's like I feel like you've actually recently gone through a lot of memories and gone through a lot of reflecting on your life on the whole, like just taking, this is your entire life, and you're seeing how you've lived it and how you feel about it. This group specifically would be like a really, really, I think you would really, really enjoy the Align Your Life process that I've just designed. And I'm doing them as actually one-on-one sessions over, you know, a series of weeks, so that you can work through the workbook and, you know, alongside me and get that support. And I'm also doing energy work, helping you clear those things. And yeah, and then from then on, I'm sort of tuned into what you're doing and the stuff that you'd like to accomplish in this lifetime. And so we can always touch base and check in and make sure that you're aligned and, you know, getting ready to get back to it. I really like supporting people with what they're really meant for in this lifetime. And I always find it's a lot simpler than people make it out to be, right? So I was just working with a client recently with the Align Your Life stuff, and they said, you know, I don't really know how I'm going to do this thing. It feels like a really big, lofty goal, and I feel like I'm thinking too highly of myself. And I said, okay, well, I mean, even if that's true and you don't reach that goal, don't you think you'll be a lot closer to the goal if you entertain it? And they said, well, I guess so. And it's funny because a few minutes later, it was like very, very clear that that goal is this big, is this high, and is this specific. But there's a lot of things underneath that that would also satisfy them and make them happy. But the thing is, you're not going to act on those little ones unless you believe that big one is possible, right? So that is the idea that is sort of dropping in for you, whether it has already or whether it's about to. And if you're interested in sort of returning to that place that feels really clear and simple-minded about, you know, your purpose, please reach out for the Align Your Life. It's down below. I love it. It's just a really fun one to do. Okay. Serenity is coming for you. Miracles are coming for you, and harmony is coming for you. If this has to do with a dynamic in a relationship, pile 3, it feels like if you believe that miracles can happen, that's what's going to lead you into the harmony. So a lot of this feels like about getting real, getting to that place of quiet peacefulness. It feels like meadow vulnerability, the innocence and the serenity all has like this similar vibe for me. So like kind of pile those together in one idea. When you're gonna, I feel like you're gonna have this in the first couple weeks of December. That feeling is like gonna be really present for you. And then that's when you're gonna start noticing that miracles are possible from that place. And it's what's gonna bring you into relationship harmony with someone. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna do some past life cards. Feels like because of this is old patterns and childhood stuff, I always like asking, I always like asking about past lives just to see if anything can relate. Now, you can take these in a number of ways. So we have the farm, the arts, and phobias. So the farm for me is feeling like when you connect back to your true nature, and also just connecting with nature in general. I actually feel like this fall you've been connecting with nature a lot more. So this December, you're going to still need to keep that up. This is actually coming in more as like a warning or support from the angels, letting you know that if you don't take the time to be outside, you may find it harder to return to that pure part of yourself and to be vulnerable. Yeah. The arts, it could be that in a past life you were very expressive, and so you've been feeling really held back, and you've been feeling like there's so many things, like you could like endlessly create is what I'm feeling. Like you could just all day, if someone paid you to, you could sit in a room and create things and it would be, you know, your happiest spot. And that's your true nature. So yeah, get to writing, get to doing some like art, get to singing, performing. Also hearing crafts, some sort of crafting, creating like items. And then the phobias card, I'm actually seeing this as like, you know, the posture that this character has. She's like holding hands like this. I feel like the phobias, it's like, please everything work out well. And that's all that you need to like really focus on is I'm just praying that everything's going to work out well. I am going to put out the intention there that I hope that these miracles happen, and I believe that it's possible for the best thing to happen, the best outcome. And that's what's coming for you this December, is really that is going to drop in. You're going to feel that sense of faith, and you're going to see it kind of happen right in front of your eyes. I'm feeling pile 3. So thank you very much for tuning in. It's always a pleasure reading for you, and I would love to connect with you soon and support you through this winter season. I know winter can be a lot more challenging with emotions and energies, so please feel free to reach out if you are needing support. I'd be happy to help. Okay, take care, and we will see you soon. And yeah, stay warm, pile 3. Bye.